Ken, it's Star Wars May. It's the holiday season.
Yes, sir.
So that means
May DeLorean.
is that is that what we should call it? Is that what we yeah. Anyway, we're starting our 200th episode
So is this
in
a birthday or anniversary?
both. Well, it's probably a birthday. Well, I don't know because our birthday would be the original episode when we started, right? So I guess
Yeah.
this is more of an anniversary.
All right. Very cool. Let's do it. Let's
All
celebrate.
right, let's do it.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.
Hey, Mike, what do you see? A falcon that inflates for free. Hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy far. The Falcon's ready, let's raise the bar. Hey! Hey, Mike, what do you see? A falcon that inflates for free. Hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy.
All right, Ken, I got to fix this. Everything was going nuts. So we had fireworks going off, all kinds of settings. I don't know what was going on. So Ken, welcome to our 200th episode, right?
Yeah, I'm still kind of sort of in a state of shock thinking about that.
Yeah, I can't believe we did 200. So there we go.
And those are 200 like legit ones. It wasn't as if we, recorded one and decided to divide it into 15-minute segments.
Right. Yeah, like if we would have cut them up into like normal length, we'd be at like 500, I think.
Yeah, yes, especially if you count those early ones where we're stretching in the 3 hour plus. Our episodes early on were the length of movies.
Yes. We were like the Marvel movies of podcast in lengthwise, not we weren't like
not special effects or
no special effects or anything
high
like
paid
that.
actors, professionals.
Yeah, well, and then we have our 200th. We have a lot to talk about besides our 200th, and we have a lot of people on. So we missed a bunch of people. Anthony, I see Anthony's on. I think Anthony was it you, Anthony? It was ripping apart a Black Series Stormtrooper helmet. And then Spartan, our man, we rocked out with on Saturday night, which we have a lot to say about that.
Yes, sir.
Todd's here. Let me see. And yeah, so we have.
What was that TV show way back when we were kids where there was like the magic mirror and they waved hi to all the kids? I don't remember what it was, but that's what this reminds me of. We got Slender Spartan over here, and hi,
we need a howdy doody like audience there,
Yeah.
But I don't think we're streaming on TikTok because of the new feature that Restream gave us. It threw off the TikTok thing,
Oh, okay.
So I don't know why that is. So I was sitting at work at lunch, and so normally at lunch I glance at the news and eat my food, but I had a bunch of 8th graders in my room, so I thought we were talking podcasting, not my podcasting, just podcasting in general. So I started looking up a couple stats for podcasting, which I thought of all people, Ken, you would find interesting. So I found these podcasts. So there was a couple, summaries, but I tried to find like direct sources where some of the summaries are. So there was a website called demandstage.com, and they had two stats of which I thought was interesting. 4.69 million podcasts are made. Okay.
That's
so
individual shows.
Individual shows. Okay. That was of April of 2026. And also, as of April 2026, there's 584.1 million people that listen to podcasts.
Okay.
Which I was thinking the podcasts were going to be higher and the listeners was going to be lower, to be totally honest with you. Because I remember when blogging first came out in the 90s, I used to, the stat was there was 17 blogs for every one person that actually read them. There was more blogs than, that was when blogging first hit. So I was expecting podcasts to be not quite that bad, but I was expecting it. But here's the fact. So there was Podcast News. I should have wrote the author's name down, but they wrote an article in May of 2025. And I just looked this up because it's our 200th episode. It says, industry sources report 90% of podcasts don't make it past 3 episodes.
Really?
3. And I was thinking, I was like, well, you know what? That kind of sounds right, because I think about how hard it was starting in a sense, and what you have to go through. But 3 episodes, okay? And this was 2025. If this was like pre-COVID, I bet you the numbers are even worse. But when the technology is, and then it says of that 10% that make it right past 3 episodes, 90% of those don't make it past 20.
Huh.
So we
even
made
the rambling Star Wars fan fits into that upper echelon.
20, don't you?
I have 28.
Yeah. So we've both, so it's 10% of all get past 3, and then 10% of that 10%, that's some factorial math you'd have to do there to get the actual percentage of the original. But that's a small percentage to get past,
Yes. And all of our shows have managed to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is our 200th anniversary, and I'm really thankful most of all for the people there's some people that have probably listened to close to more than half of at least of our episodes.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for them, but I'm glad they've joined us.
Yeah. Well, they can probably tune out when we're really traumatizing them.
Or just do more sanding. That's the thing, is the sanding.
Turn the sander up, Yeah. But yeah, so I thought that, and then I was reading. I didn't put this stats, but I was reading on, and it was, I guess Apple still has Apple still has the whatever you call it, market on podcasts, but YouTube video podcasts is slowly catching up. And I think that's probably a COVID thing where it's much easier to do a video podcast. So, oh, good. So we have a justification. Ken, Todd can verify some of my facts. I just thought that was interesting for all the podcasters out there, or anyone thinking of starting a podcast. I think it's nice to know those stats. It gives you something to shoot for. Because if you get past 3, you've already.
Yeah, so there's the goal part of it, the objective part of it, to kind of give you that encouragement, and there's the other end of it. Once you've crossed that threshold, now it's something to be proud of.
Right.
And what I find also interesting is that they don't necessarily tell you the average number of listeners for all of those shows, because probably nobody can really figure that out.
Well, I did in my 30 minutes of research at lunch today. I still find it if you want numbers of podcasts, you have to go through a paywall. Like if you want number stats, and I don't know how reliable those companies are, like, because they want your money. Because I get emails from them all the time. Your number this on a list. And I know some of them are fake, because like CreatorCast does not put a broadcast out in a year. And they're like, and you're in the top blah blah blah. So wow, that's pretty cool, man. We're gonna have to think of an award for that. But yeah, so it is. Yeah,
if you made it past 100,
we'll give you our budget. We'll give you our budget of what's our budget. But anyway, so it's a good way to start our May off. I mean, so we kicked our Star Wars May off the month of May with 501st Day, which was Friday. Did you do anything for that day, Ken?
Let's see, Friday. I
Seems
did
like
a little
so long ago.
Yeah, I did a little bit of costuming on Friday.
Oh.
I'm still working on finishing up those gauntlets, and I ended up, you know how when you put a layer of paint on it and all that kind of stuff, and then you look at it like maybe it needs a little bit more Bondo here, whatever. So I ended up putting some more Bondo on one of my gauntlets. So Bondo spray paint, primer paint, and then this weekend, if the weather agrees with us, I'll be able to do some more work on that. So it was really nice to spend the very first part of May working on a costume.
Well, yeah, that's always a good start. Well, for me, so we had a half day of school. I mean, the teachers still have to stay a full day, but the students have a half day. And so my news crew stayed, and I finally brought on that Mando armor that I've been working on so intermittently for 3 or 4 weeks, and we recorded the May the 1st newscast. And so
how was it received?
Pretty good. Like, so, it's a middle school broadcast, Perryville Middle School. Normally, and they get 17 or 18 watches every day, which is kind of a shame because we have 50 some teachers, but I could go on about that. We got 75, I think, watches that day. So
that's very cool.
Yeah. So, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then the kids got to take the costumes home. So
how excited were they?
Yeah, they were excited. I mean, the one girl, she was super excited because she's in that world. Like, her parents go to cons and stuff. So the other kids were just like, "Oh, cool, we got cool," but it wasn't it wasn't the same. But
her eyes were a little bit sparklier.
Huh?
Her eyes were a little bit sparklier.
Yeah. The scary part was I am today I was fixing a projector for a teacher, and they thought I CGI'd in all the costumes, which I took as a compliment, but I don't think they know how CGI works. If they think that a middle school teacher with the crap I have, I could somehow CGI
No,
Mando
I mean, look at what
costume.
kids can do with Instagram filters and
I guess
AI stuff.
I just think they put a little more faith in than So yeah,
Like a
so yeah,
magician to them, really.
yeah, yeah. So Spartan did Spartan did have that photo shoot. We'll have to see some photos from that. Um, but yeah, so that was my Friday. But Saturday was probably
The
I wouldn't
day.
I wouldn't say the big. It was one of the bigger days. So Ken, what'd you do on Saturday? Star Wars. Well,
So I drove from New Jersey into the wilds of Pennsylvania to go to this little place called Mickey's Black Box to hang out with some super cool people. What did you do on Saturday?
well, I live in the wilds of Lancaster, but I live down in the southern wilds, which is I don't know. I guess that would be it's more wild, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what part of Lancaster is the wildest. But so I came up to Mickey's Black Box, and I met with you, Spartan, Marcus,
AKA Stomp Monkey.
yes, Stomp Monkey, Andy Wolf, and Sean was there, and we went to that. We got there. You were there before me, like 3 or 3:30, I guess.
That's what roughly when you guys got there.
Yeah, and we were suited up. We were kitted up. I don't think the costuming groups would have approved of our changing area, but we were like right on the corner of the stage.
It worked for us.
Yeah,
It wasn't in a parking lot. It wasn't in a field.
yeah, which I've changed in both. So yeah,
I
I was
changed
in
in
my
my
sand.
car for one of the Thanksgiving Day parades in Philadelphia.
Yeah, so we were in our. I was in my Sand Trooper. You were your Mando. Spartan was his Mando. Um, Marcus was a TK. Andy was a Tuscan, and um, Sean
John
was
was Bubba.
Book of Boba. Well, actually, I think he was. That was the Boba Fett from Mando. That wasn't
Yeah,
the
because
Book
they
of
were
Boba Fett.
the harem pants or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's the Mando book of the Mando Boba Fett. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Because we got there and then they didn't really, I think, know what to do with us. Because the gentleman running it was running everything. So I think he was just it was their first. It was Galactic Empire. If you haven't seen them in concert, it's just a lot of fun. But they had like a mini con, which was kind of cool. I mean, it was a very very mini con, but it was they had some vendors and then they had one opening act, which I think when you and I went, Ken, they had two before.
Was it two or was it just one?
Maybe it was when me and Missy went.
Yeah, I
They had
thought we
two.
just had one. And I never realized. So I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, both the
Yeah.
movies and the books. But I guess I never really thought about classic rock being so interwoven with Lord of the Rings, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah. The Led Zeppelin and a lot of that British rock had like actual like lyrics with the Lord of the Rings. And I heard it all my life and was a big Lord of the Rings fan, just like you. And it never really, certain songs you just hear. And yeah, I forget what was the name of that group?
Norwood.
Norwood. That was a fun group. It was, oh, there's Zoe. Happy Revenge of the Six, Zoe.
Right back at you, Zoe.
The when I saw a bunch of hobbits that were going to sing or Middle Earth folk, I was like, oh, that's going to be neat. I
And
pictured more.
Gandalf. Gandalf showed up.
Yes, Gandalf was there, and it was a good show, and they were selling lightsabers there. They had lightsabers there, and
Other props. I can't remember what the other props were because
yeah, that was
I was so busy flitting around the place like a lightning bug.
well, we were in armor, so we were all suited up before 5. I would say like 4:30, close to 5, and most of us didn't unsuit until that was like, was that 10 or after 10?
It was after 10 because when we left, Grant was saying he wanted to make sure he got out of there before 11.
Yeah, okay.
You know. And one of the things I thought was really strange, and I didn't think about it, or I haven't talked to anyone about it until this very moment. So I'm in costume. I'm wearing my helmet the vast majority of the time. I had next to no visibility problems. So even in the darkest parts of the venue, I could still see fine.
Yeah, I was the same way because with my TKs a lot of times, like I wind up having to like close one eye at a time just because of the way the TK masks. If you're not careful, you can get like a headache and stuff. And I didn't have any problems. I had my helmet on until the uh what you would call it show the
The costume contest.
costume contest. Um, I had my helmet on most of the time, you know, and
It worked as a nice buffer too. I mean, I've been to a lot of rock concerts and raves and these kind of things. So and when I drive my car by myself, I often have the music up much louder than it needs to be. But the concert was also a little bit cooler because the helmet served as a buffer
oh
a
yeah,
little bit
yeah,
for the sound.
yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, the I found myself watching the warm up band a lot because it was just neat. It was like Led Zeppelin. It was like Bilbo Baggins and Frodo singing Led Zeppelin, you know, with
And
Gandalf on the
Black
keyboards.
Sabbath.
Yeah, Black Sabbath, and so that was a lot of fun. And the costume contest was fun, and because I didn't know what we were going to do with that one when they threw us the mic, so that was a good. We had we had a good
It was a really nice mix of costumes. There were
oh yeah.
youngsters in the crowd, which I was quite surprised there were as many children in costume as there were. There had to be at least half a dozen.
Yeah, I would say half the costumers, depending on the age, like if you would, there was a good many kids in costume,
Yeah.
and there was
And
some
then
good ones. It was so hard to pick with the kids because you knew someone were going to be upset, you know. And then there was like that family. There was a family that was like, was it Han?
Han, Leia, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and I thought they had a stormtrooper too.
Yeah, yeah, they did,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
the whole family.
yeah, it was a fantastic view. And then there was another family that came that was a stormtrooper, Darth Vader as the kids, and the
Right.
parents were dressed up. I remember they were in line, and I don't know why I felt like that was the best time to do bad Star Wars jokes. Because the one kid came over and asked to get a picture. I said sure thing, and I said, how does Luke like his tauntauns? And I said lukewarm, and they laughed. And I said, and how does Han Solo prefer his steak? And they said lukewarm. I said no, a little chewy. And the kids were maybe, if I had to guess ages, like
Yeah.
10 or under, and they just thought that was the funniest thing that this rando Mando is telling them bad Star Wars jokes.
Yeah, well, and then we had like we had a guy in a really good Anakin and his girlfriend or someone was dressed as Padme and that like
Yeah, that was a fantastic duo, that's for sure.
yeah. That's where the costume contest it was hard to just pick two winners because they were like it's almost like you needed classification because I like that family I wish could have won something.
Yeah,
But the Ahsoka, the girl as Ahsoka was by far, that was a good one.
yeah, and there was a
One
couple other folks that came in Mando costumes as well.
yeah.
It was a really nice turnout for what could have been just a great concert, a great show, musical show with the opening act and the Galactic
Yeah.
Empire. I think Galactic Empire was on for like 90 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that was a good
It
show.
felt like it was over an hour at least.
And then they had, all the lightsabers in the audience. They had a lightsaber battle on stage. They did the encore thing. It's really good. Not to spoil it, but they're always going to come on for an encore. Yeah, Bedsheet Jedi. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Bedsheet Jedi was in our top 3. It was funny because we had to make the costume contest last a little bit of time, but we were given very little time. Like remember we had like 20 minutes.
I think we were even given less time than we were given direction. Or no, we were given less directions than we were given time, if that makes
Oh
sense.
yeah.
But I think everyone was upbeat and playful and energetic and going with the flow, and just enjoyed the whole thing from beginning to end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was. If someone would have told me I would have had to MC it at the beginning, I probably would have been nervous all night. So I was glad that I just kind of got thrown in there because I thought they were just going to have us, you and I, like us in costume, just raise our hand like a judging thing. I didn't know, but apparently they didn't know what they were doing yet either. So,
Well, also too, I think they may have been surprised by the volume of people that showed up in costume.
well, that's true. Yeah, but it was
Which,
fun. I mean,
yeah, on one hand, I can understand that because this is the first time out of the gate, and
yeah,
then on the other hand, I'm thinking this is a Star Wars thing. It's a band that plays Star Wars music dressed up as Star Wars tangent or Star Wars adjacent characters.
right.
Yeah, they have a special fan base. Like it's a very very specific group of people that would go to that kind of show.
Well, and I,
So
I don't think other than the VIPs, I don't think they charged extra money for the con for this one. I think like you just got in like at 6 o'clock or something like that.
well, with the VIPs, they got in earlier, so they
Yeah.
had access to the stuff earlier, and the band was on the floor doing photographs in front of their big backdrop.
Right.
So they got that part as part of the con. But yeah, for the rest of the folks, I don't think they made them. I don't think they charged the concert goers anymore for the con part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. And if you've never been to Mickey's Black Box, other than being able to find the door, there's really not a bad place to be in that I guess you what would you call that? It's not really a
I'd say it's a theater almost. Yeah,
yeah, there's no
a
bad place to
concert
be.
hall.
Yeah. It's just, because you like you can have seats up top and we were just walking around the whole time, and it doesn't look like a big space, but it's a pretty nice size space for a concert.
Yeah, I think it's like the TARDIS of concert venues.
Yeah, yeah,
It's much bigger on the inside.
yeah. I still think that floor was hooked to the base somehow, right in front. Because when you stepped right in that mat that was right in front, you could feel the base where when you walked out on the concrete, like a little past it. So I don't know, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, we all, you, me, and Spartan went all to we went over to Sheets and let all of our armor dings and cuts. I guess Mandos don't get as many armor dings and cuts as a TK.
Oh no,
But
we do. I mean, I'm sporting a little bruise here on my thumb from where my gauntlet was resting against it most of the night.
yeah, I had I just from being in armor all that time, and then I was pretty tired too. Um, but
Yeah, it
it
was
was
definitely
worth it.
a very, very good show, and I'm so glad to be able to not just go to the show. That was cool. I always enjoy live music of bands that I enjoy,
Right.
um, but to be a part of the show, a part of the festivities, that makes it even cooler and more special.
Yeah, they took a lot of pictures of us. I'm curious where they wind up.
Well, pictures and video, because I
Yeah,
I thought the one person was doing photographs, and she says, "No, I'm the videographer." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
yeah,
Now I
yeah.
feel even dumber, but yeah.
You were just standing still. You were just
Yeah,
standing.
exactly. Yeah. I was just standing there. I'm like, all right, because I thought she's like doing a close up of this, but no, she's recording. I'm like, oh,
Every home video of the '80s when the camcorders first came out, everyone just stood
yeah,
there.
yeah. I
You
had
know.
no idea what she was doing, but it was really really fun.
So then Sunday, did you do anything? Any Star Wars related thing?
Let's see. Sunday was recovery because the concert was late. I probably got home close to 2 or so, 2 a.m. Um, so I don't remember if I no, I just did some prep for Monday, Star Wars Day, because on Monday I decided to go to work. My every other Monday I facilitate this thing called Welcome to Jefferson. So it's like a orientation. It's 3.5 hours for new employees, and I partner with Human Resources, and we welcome them to the organization. And I went dressed as Supreme Leader Rilo Ken. So I had the the Kylo Ren costume on, not as fancy as Marty / John's costume, so I didn't go in leather pants.
Oh man,
And I
see
had the
that would.
helmet, and I didn't bring a lightsaber or anything, but it was um, the people who knew, and I made a big thing about it at the beginning. Does anyone know what today is? And they're like, Star Wars? Like, no, it's Orange Juice Day, which May 4th happens to be Orange Juice Day. But that's what I was preparing for. I had to get all my stuff ready to bring to work so I could do that. How about you? Because you had the actual premiere of your broadcast.
Yeah, I had my newscast, which was easier than normal because normally we film live. Um, so I had it already Sunday. I did all my editing, and I tried not to edit it any more than what the kids would have done, because it is the kids. So, but I just put it on a format that they could just come in and hit play. And so, yeah, we did that, and then Monday night is where my festivities and your festivities started too. Well, you were Kylo Ken, but then Monday night we both got to go to the Mando
Oh yeah,
Grogu. You almost forgot, didn't you?
25,
Huh?
25 minutes of not extra footage, but early footage. You were in Pennsylvania watching the show. I was in New Jersey watching the show. So what was your crowd like? How early did you manage to get there?
So we got there. I want to say, I'm trying to think. I think we got there around 5 or a little after 5.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we got there around like maybe a little after 5, and
Okay.
it was funny because my um niece's husband and her son were there, and me and Sappy walked around the corner, and we were next in line right behind them.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
And I think he's like 7. I think his son's 7. So yeah, we were there at 5. I think a little after 5, and we got our poster. No free popcorn or soda this time, So I mean, but um, and then we saw it at did you see it IMAX?
Yes.
Yes, we saw it in IMAX. There's probably 50 plus people, maybe. It wasn't as crowded as when you and I went to Skeleton Crew. Right? Was it Skeleton Crew the last one we went, or Acolyte?
Yes, Skeleton Crew was the last one. Yep.
Yeah, Zoe got to go at 6:55, but she got to go to the Maul finale at the Disney lot before that. So Zoe had like a even better Star Wars day than us, I guess.
We'll have to have her come on and tell us all about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But to Anthony's question, yeah, that is the little photograph that you saw. That was actually um, manipulated a little bit by our buddy Sue because I had a slide that says "Welcome to Jefferson" as the background, and they modified it "Welcome to the Dark Side."
Yeah, well, you don't say that to the hospital. Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, not always. It depends if I'm talking. Yeah, it depends on who I'm talking to.
Yeah. How do people? How's the reception for Kylo Ken?
They thought it was pretty funny, especially when they made the connection to the Ken part. That I thought that was then they got some chuckles out of the audience and stuff. I was just glad that my boss was okay with it, because not every boss allows that kind of silliness, especially as this is employee's first day. This is kind of a big deal, and to have some random guy show up in costume isn't always looked at fondly. But my supervisor was all for it, and everyone else really got. I mean, the other people I worked with got a kick out of it, and because they've known me for about 6 years now, they're like, "Yeah, of course you would. Just of course you
Yeah.
would.
Well,
Yes, this
right.
makes sense." Staying on brand. And for us at our theater in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, we had about 50 people there. So luckily for me, this is sometimes in my life the stars just align. So we
Right.
managed to get those tickets because we were talking on this show about them,
Right.
and I
Right.
managed to go on to Fandango and request some and all that kind of stuff, and got a pair. So Heather decided that she'd be willing to go with me, be seen in public with me. Um, and so that day I was teaching in Cherry Hill. So from where I was to the theater was maybe a dozen miles, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Instead of if I was coming from home, it would be about 50 miles. So Heather drove 50 miles to come and see the show with me. But when I got there, I ended up being third in line. I got there about 4:12, 4:15 or so in the afternoon. And then people filtered in behind us, and for the most part, it was a friendly group, and different layers and different levels of excitement and enthusiasm um, for the show. And as standing in line is sometimes where some of the greatest conversations come in.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm seeing people. We're going to get we have Star Wars Celebration going and all this stuff, but the people, I don't be afraid of lines. Like any of these things. How many people did we meet in lines at these movie showings? Like was it did we you and I did Skeleton Crew, right?
Yeah,
We did Skeleton Crew and Acolyte.
an acolyte.
And we saw a bunch of guys. I think the one time we even saw people I think we recognized from the previous one.
Yeah, there was at least a pair of them. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And
And
then I think it's funny that there was mutual. Hey, didn't
hey,
we
yeah,
see you last
didn't
year?
we see you?
Yeah, you're
You know,
here last year. Same
yeah.
spot.
Well, and when Zoe and I did Ahsoka, we saw the one guy. We only saw one Finn when we were in Anaheim for a celebration. There was one guy dressed as Finn. He was in line in front of us. Because it was funny because I looked on my phone. I was like, "Hey, look, we took your picture with us at Celebration." You know,
That's really funny. So there was the guy and his son standing behind me. Were super excited. We were all talking about the popcorn buckets and all the other merchandising and um, promotional stuff. We got in the conversation about Burger King. I said, it looks like we know where we're going after the show and everything. And we went. Heather and I went. We saw the 25 minutes. We found a Burger King like less than a mile away. We drove to the Burger King. We get out of our cars because Heather drove hers, I drove mine, so we drove separately to Burger King. We get there, open up the door. Who's in line, literally right ahead of us at Burger King? The dad and his son.
that's funny.
And we had to reassure them that it wasn't a stalking thing. It was you know like we just happened to be here. Yeah, so it was really fun.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I don't want to spoil any of it because I think my only regret is I almost wish I didn't see it because I want to see the rest of it now.
Yeah, I can appreciate that part.
You know what I mean? Like I'm
Um,
glad. I'm not saying that to but I just
I
was
think
it was,
the
it
one
was
thing I
so good.
will say, not, and I don't think this is going to spoil anything. It looks incredible in IMAX.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, so
Yeah,
did you have how, you've been to IMAX movies before, right?
right. Yes,
And how they have it's almost like an IMAX commercial,
yes,
show
yes,
giving
yes.
you an idea of the visuals you can expect in an IMAX movie, along with the sounds you can expect, like the speakers do different things during that little warm up.
Yeah.
We had a Mandalorian and Grogu themed IMAX commercial.
Not. Oh yeah, we did too. Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
so it counted down, and they dipped one of the numbers in. The number was made out of Beskar, and they dipped it into the cooling bucket, and so I thought it was really really funny that they went those lengths, to show an IMAX or a Star Wars movie in IMAX.
Yeah. I have not tried the burger meal, but because I don't eat meat. But Zoe and I are going to go to Burger King and see if they'll substitute the Impossible Burger for the
Well,
kids meal.
so to answer that question, yes, we have. Um, I think with that, you know, s- it depends on the store you go to, because we had heard some people went to some stores and they could buy all of the cups at once. We went to one and they said, "Oh no, you only get one cup." So I think the swapperoo might depend on either the person that you get or the store that you go to.
Yeah, well, yeah, Burger Kings are not known for their consistency because we have two near us, and it's like going to do different countries for food. So,
And we also managed to get the pair of,
oh, nice.
they have the Mando crown and the Grogu crown.
I'm
So,
more
yeah,
interested in the crowns than anything else. To be totally, I don't know why.
they're fun.
Just because I think because I can sit them on one of my helmets, they won't take up space.
And they're packaged really cool. So when they come in the box, the Mando and Grogu crowns, because it's just one long strip, and they're
Yeah,
actually attached to each other. So on one side you've got Mando, on the other
nice,
side you have Grogu. So
nice.
they're really sharp that way.
Here we have Zoe. Zoe's cameras. Your camera's not on, Zoe. Oh, there it is.
I just got out of the shower. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, Zoe, we'll do our special report, and people can listen to the bigger version later on Star Wars Geek Girl. But tell us about you froze. I think Zoe froze. Hang on. Oh, she
Maybe it's
left.
because we were talking about the King Mando meal, and one of the things that comes with the King Mando meal is a blue milkshake.
Oh yeah, is it real milk or is it a non-dairy?
I can't tell.
Because I could tell easily if I drank it, I would be very sick.
Yeah, your body would probably give it away
Yes.
almost instantly.
All right, we got two Zoes
I'm
here. Let
back.
me
Oh,
look up there. I shut the one down. There we go. Star Wars Geek Girl, Zoe. So neither of us got to go to the mall thing. Can you tell us? Can you give us a snippet of your visit and all your
my
mall
mall
adventures?
experience. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, they sent me like the pass and everything. So we go to the Disney lot. They took our name. It was me and my friend Bree. He's not really on social media a ton. My friend Bree. We both went. And so they like checked our name when we got to the Disney lot and they let us in. We picked up our tickets, which was like a little pass. It was like with your seat number. There's like a little theater on the Disney Studio lot. And then we did swing into the Disney Studio store. I got a postcard. They sell little like models of like the Disney water tower in Disney lot there.
Oh, okay.
Which was cool. So
Oh,
we
that's
went
fun.
there. But then we went to it was like outside the theater. It was a pretty like, I don't say like a small theater, like there was a lot of people in there, but it wasn't like, like a huge like theater. Like it was like kind of mid-sized movie theater. And then outside there was like the red carpets for like Dave Filoni and Sam Witwer and all the cast and the crew and everybody were like walking the red carpet. And there was another red carpet for us normal people to take our pictures with. And so we hung out. I saw lots of really cool people. Tracked down some friends and said hi to them. Failed to track down a few other friends. And I handed out Star Wars Geek Girl cards and I made these keychains. I have one left, which I'm saving for Lizzie. But I made these keychains where it's Maul in the pit in Phantom Menace, and you can shake him around
Oh, that's funny.
in the pit. So I actually gave one of those to Sam Witwer. And then I
Is
also
it
made
just
tons
one
of like,
mall or is it two parts of mall?
it's two parts of Maul. It's you can shake him around in there. And then I made Maul bracelets. I was giving out tons of stuff. And then we went into the theater. We were like in the third row, a bit on the
nice.
side, which was really cool. And we watched the 2 episodes. They're really awesome. I don't know if you guys have talked about them yet. I jumped
Not
in a
yet,
little
but
bit late.
how was the sound seeing it in the theater versus in your
Oh,
living room?
it was amazing. It was really incredible. And like I feel like I was like even more than usual really appreciating the paint effect of the show and like all the style, and the fights were just incredible. It was also just fun to see it in an audience. Like there were parts where everyone like cheering or gasping or being really sad. But yes, we watched the 2 episodes and then they had a little panel at like a Q&A at I guess kind of Q&A because we were asking questions. A little panel. This is Dave W. Collins, who works sound at for Lucasfilm Animation, and he voices Spybot. He like moderated for Dave
Okay.
Filoni, Sam Witwer, Brad Rao, and Matt Mikonovitz, I think is how you say his name. It was a really cool little Q&A. I think it was filmed, so there were clips of it out there. And it was really awesome. And then we were in the theater talking to everyone. I did see Sam Witwer a little bit and talk to him, which was cool. And we walked out of the theater. Can I spoil the show for everyone real quick?
Yes, you can
Oh, not
spoil it
yet.
if
So
you
they
have.
gave us these. Hold on, they gave us these posters. If you have not seen Maul Shadow Lord
Look
the
away.
finale, look away, close your eyes.
Look away.
But they gave us these. Hi, Dean. They gave us these posters.
Yeah, she wouldn't show me because I hadn't seen the. I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
That's
So they gave us
pretty
these
cool.
posters when we were walking out, and then we were just hanging out a little bit more in the outside area of the theater. That's where I saw Imanis Fondi.
Ezra.
Who was there? Live action Ezra. I was very, very excited. I took a picture with him.
Show him what you
And-
showed him.
Yes, so I made. I don't know if Ken has seen this. I made a Zeb Labubu or a Zebubu.
That's
And I
brilliant.
made it to wear it to bring to Mando and Grogu. But I was like, well, like it'd be fun to wear it to the Maul event. Because I was like, Steve Bloom is in Maul. Maybe he'll be there. I can show him the Zebubu, which he wasn't. But I showed him on his Fondi. I was like, oh, he was Zebubu. And he was like, oh my gosh, Zeb Labubu. And so he took it and he held it and he took some pictures of it. So this has been held by Imanis Fondi, the Zebubu.
Complete with Zeb toes.
Complete with the Zeb toes. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, not too long after I talked to Iman, that was when the Disney like people started kind of like kicking us out of the lot. Because I'm sure it was like I'm well aware of how those events work. It's like a security thing. I want to get everyone out. For not hanging around unaccompanied on the lot. And so we left. And then I had tickets to the Mando 25-minute preview at the Universal City Walk, like the Universal Parks. There's like a theater in the City Walk in front. I had tickets to that, which was 10 minutes away from
nice.
Disney. So we got into the car and we raced over to Universal City Walk. That parking garage is crazy. If anyone's not been to the Universal in LA, that parking garage is kind of crazy. But luckily it was Monday night and someone on the first level was pulling out right as we got over there.
Nice.
So we parked and we
Stars
sprinted
align
to the
sometimes.
theater. We got there at like the screening was at 7. We got there at like 6:55 and they were packing up the table, but the guy just handed us the bracelets. It's like, go, get in there. And so we ran in to the theater. We sat down just in time. We like did a little intro. We watched it. And then we went out.
How many
and
people were in your theater?
Oh, the City Walk IMAX is one of the bigger IMAXs, I think, like in the country. Like it's where they have like a 70mm projector. So it was not really full in there, but that theater is also enormous. So I would say probably between 1 and 200. It's going to be a very, very vague guess.
Yeah, we had roughly 50 in ours. The only reason I'm confident in that is that one time we were listening to the FBI film agents talking with each other. Did you get a count? Did you get a count? This is my count. What's your count?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was the theater was not full, but it's a very, very big theater. Yeah, we watched it 25 minutes and it was amazing. The Zebubu watched the 25 minutes, don't you worry. And then we went out after and they had like a statue of the Mandalorian and Grogu. It was pretty cool. And we were like taking pictures with that. Fandango / Rotten Tomatoes was interviewing people. So we talked to them. They filmed, I don't know if they're gonna ever do anything with it, but they filmed an interview with me and my friend. And we saw Corey Van Dyke of I think he just changed his podcast name, but
Yeah, he changed his podcast.
Yes.
Wasn't he Vader or something like that?
No, Corey of Corey's Cracks. We'll say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so we saw him. It was just like really funny because he was like, "Oh, I thought that was you, like running into the theater last minute." Yes, it was a good Star Wars day, for sure.
Well, there we got it.
That was like one for the memory books or the history book.
Yeah, we got an exclusive from Star Wars Geek Girl.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we got to experience it in 3 different places.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, I think the IMAX, the one IMAX that I like and dislike at the same time is the one in Harrisburg that like goes straight up and down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those half domes.
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff. I
I
like
think that's
watching
not
in it.
regular IMAX. I think that's like a special like.
Yeah, I like watching in those, but in armor, when you're walking in armor, you feel like you're going to fall over the rail. It feels like it was made by the Empire. You know, the rail seems
Yeah.
really low and
Yeah.
non-existent. So, well, thank you for that, Zoe. Now I'll let you get back to packing.
I'll let you guys continue. I'm gonna finish packing.
All right.
Thanks
for
for having me
listening.
on to talk about Maul and Mando.
Yeah. Well, your faithful listeners are going to wait for an episode. Anthony is one
I
of your
know. I
faithful
got
listeners.
it's Lizzie's like I was like, because Lizzie's almost always off Wednesdays, and I was like, oh, I'm off Wednesday this week. Like we
Yeah.
can podcast on Wednesday. And she goes, no, I'm off Friday, Saturday this week.
Oh, okay.
The 2 days I can't.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
You have to give me some suggestions on things to do in a short timeline in California.
Oh, I can do. He knows I can do that.
Well, you know, I think that would be some good writing for Star Wars Geek Girl too. For people, all these
Yeah.
people coming to Celebration.
I know. Well, it's popping up on Twitter a little bit. If because someone said some of the hotels in downtown LA, right near the convention center, are going for $4,000 a night right now that weekend. And so my advice is to look at the metro lines in Los Angeles. There's the Pico Metro stop, is across the street from the convention center. And the A and the E line, or blue and yellow, both stop at that stop.
All
So
right,
if you're looking for hotels, maybe look at the metro map and see ones that are near train stops that'll take you on the train directly to the convention center. So like if you're taking Blue Line, my neighborhood, like Highland Park, if you want to take a slightly longer train ride, Pasadena is not terribly far. Chinatown, in the E line, you can get to like Venice. You can even stay in Long Beach if you want the A line. But so like look at those maps of the metro and see what's nearby. Because not only because it's going to be easier for you than like dealing with traffic, especially on Thursday, Friday, getting into the convention center, because trying to go downtown from anywhere is crazy in the morning. But also, I don't know what the system will be at Celebration. I know at LA Comic Con this past year, it was like $40 or $45 a day to park near the convention center, and the train is $1.75.
Yeah.
So
there
if
you
you want
go.
to save money on hotels and parking, look for also just like renting a car. Look for hotels near train stops.
Well, I think
That's my
that'd be
advice.
You heard
that'd
it
be an
here first.
awesome
That's awesome.
that'd be an awesome article for Star Wars Geek Girl
I know.
too.
And I'm not claiming to be an expert on Los Angeles by any means. I've only been here 2 years, but I do use the metro more than most other people I know who live here. Most people I know are car people, and I also drive a lot, but I take the metro when I can, especially going downtown. If I'm going downtown, I never want to drive. So that's my pro tip. If you're looking
Awesome.
if you're looking at hotels now that you have.
I'm
your
glad we recorded this because some of those details, as an old man, I'd probably forget.
Well, again,
Okay.
write
I'll
write
write
that
them
up in
down.
write that up in a Star Wars Geek Girl travel tips.
I'll do that on the plane tomorrow.
There you
maybe.
go.
Sights
Yeah.
to see in a short time frame. Because
Yeah.
I hear that
Yeah.
by the time you
And
get to
Star
Celebration,
Wars
the Lucas
sites, 'cause
Museum will be open.
Yes.
Now you probably want a car to go out here, but if you wanted to go up to the valley into Burbank, there's Blast from the Past, which is a comic store, and the reason I know it so well is because there's a giant mural of Sabine and Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, that is a nice
Front of
comic
it.
book store.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's some
but
really
yeah,
good comic book stores in
and
that.
you can take the train to get to Scum and Villainy as well. I think
Yeah.
depending on where you stay, because the Scum and Villainy is on the B line, the red line.
Is that in
so
Burbank too? Scum and Villainy?
No, well, they're opening a new one. I don't think it'll be open by. I don't know. They haven't set a timeline yet, so I don't know if it'll be open by Celebration. But they're opening a new one in Burbank. But the current one is on Hollywood Boulevard,
Okay.
so it's not terribly far from downtown. But you would either have to take the bus or go kind of a roundabout way, just because of how the train lines are built. I'll make
When you
a
say
photo.
downtown, is that where like the Chinese Man Theater is and El Capitan and all that?
Downtown is the convention center and like kind of a lot of like corporate offices. Hollywood is where the El Capitan, the Chinese theater, all of that. That's in Hollywood. That's not considered downtown.
Okay.
So it's above. It's a bit north of downtown. So it's like downtown, a bit north is Hollywood, and then north of that is the mountains, and then the valley, which is like Burbank on the other side, which is where all the studios are.
Cool.
I'll think of I'll write something up.
Write something up for us.
Some tips.
Will you
for
be
guys.
scheduling any Star Wars Geek Girl tours during before or after celebration, perhaps?
Star Wars Geek Girl tours, like
Yeah.
of the city?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That seems like a lot of. I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see what we want to do. I know there's
Well, I don't
plans
even
for
necessarily
a
mean you being the
Rebels,
docent or anything, but just having a little map and
like a little
Zoe says
guide.
this is the place to go and this
Maybe
is the place to get, vegan
that'd be
donuts
fun.
and stuff.
Oh man,
Oh,
you can get
I can tell people where to
there's
get the vegan food.
there's some awesome vegan donuts.
I don't offer restaurant recommendations unless you want vegan ones. Then I can give you good, but I can't offer.
Lizzie could probably offer.
Lizzie will offer the regular restaurants. I'll
Yeah.
offer the vegan ones.
Yeah,
Well, that's why the thing has two sides to it.
right.
There's the Zoe side of this tour map, and then there's the Lizzie side of the tour.
Mhm. Yeah. We'll think on it. I gotta figure it out. But yeah, I'll come up with some good recommendations of things to
All right.
do. And I
Yeah.
hope they'll still be playing the 50th anniversary of A New Hope
Yes.
because it's. I think that starts a bit before celebrations. I don't know how long it's gonna be.
Yeah, I thought it was in February, wasn't it? Or is it
Yeah,
March?
it's in February. It's in February. It starts, and I hope
Yeah.
they're still running it in April because I think we should all go see it in the Chinese theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I
considering
will be
that
seeing it in the Chinese theater in February.
considering that when it originally came out, it was in the theaters for a year.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can, get them to keep it in the theaters for a couple months for us.
Tickets will be $800.
Yeah.
No, cool. All right,
well,
so I will see you tomorrow.
bye.
in
See
person.
you tomorrow. Bye,
Safe
Ken.
travels.
Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Great to see you.
Bye-bye. Return. There we go. There we go. We got our Star Wars Geek Girl exclusive and for the Darth Maul finale. And it was the Voss being the villain at the end.
Well, actually, how many people that are still watching right now have seen the last two episodes of Maul?
Yeah, I hope they have because that.
Yeah, if you're
poster was
listening,
really-
please let us know if you watched the last two episodes of Maul because I have lots to say about them.
Well, and I to piggyback on what Zoe was saying about hotels and stuff, because like I've driven in LA traffic a bunch when I go to get Zoe, and I've never driven when I had to be somewhere. Like we've just driven, hey, let's go here, and then we just kind of mill around. But yeah, do not forget the mass transit because I think the last time we went to Anaheim, I just stayed at the hotel that was across the street, and so I didn't need a car or anything. I just got an Uber to the the airport and everything. So yeah, those last two were good. I mean, there was things that happened that I knew. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, but it ended in a.
Which
in
things were those?
Huh?
Which things were the ones you guessed? Like
I was pretty much here. So if you haven't watched them, don't listen. I was pretty much sure her master was going to die. Like that was.
Yeah, because we had talked about that, and I'm very glad that his death didn't happen the way that we had discussed it.
Yeah. And it was. I mean, I still don't know. I mean, what's his name's dad dying?
Oh no! So Raven said that they stopped Maul to watch us. That's commitment, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
So
we appreciate it.
We won't say too many more. We'll talk mostly about the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it. I just. It's like any of the stuff that they do. Like they give you what you didn't realize you wanted.
Well, and I mean, so this was 5 weeks of shows.
Yeah.
2 episodes per week, so you got roughly 50 minutes of well, we'll say 40 minutes of content because there's the opening and the credits at the end. So each episode is like 20 minutes or so. Each pair of episodes gets more and more and more and more intense. And the music gets more and more and more intense, and the action on the screen gets more and more and more and more intense, and the surprises get bigger and bigger and more
And then a
intense.
quicksand.
Like it's wild how a cartoon. I mean, let's talk about that. This is a cartoon that has been years in the making, and when I say it's been years in the making, started off in 2005, 2006 when they started working on the Clone Wars animated series.
Yep.
You know, hypermarionation, you know, they wanted the characters to be three-dimensional, and they took that and went to the nth degree with it. Um, if if so, Andor won a whole bunch of awards, and it continues to win awards.
Yep.
I would be saddened and surprised if Maul Shadowlord doesn't win awards.
Yeah, I would say at least for the visuals, but the music too.
Well,
Like,
music and sound design, because I was
yeah,
watching a couple episodes with Heather. We're now up to the fourth episode with her. And we were noticing that there's a bunch of scenes in there where it's just sounds. It's the sounds of the city. It's the sound of them scurrying through tunnels, and there's no music. And then when the music shows up, you're like, whoa, like that music is really rich and powerful. And it I don't know how music works. I don't know how they make music. I just know how it impacts me. And there are times in there where it just feels like you're being buried in the sound. And it's not like the notes don't just start and end. It's not like a beep boop or the music vibrates.
yeah,
It gets stretched for a long period of time, and it feels like it's just wrapping itself around you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and I like that it's the Clone Wars type, but it's better. You know what I mean? Like
Different.
like you,
Yeah.
yeah. It's improved and different and the same all in one.
Yes.
Like it's that comfort of it looks like the Clone Wars. So for us that maybe it took us a while to get our eyes ready for the watching Clone Wars, because when they first came on, you had to your Star Wars brain had to accept that as part of Star Wars. And so it feeds into that.
Well, speaking of your Star Wars brain, here's another little interesting piece to think about. There's actually more animated Star Wars than there is live action Star Wars.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
And when it comes to the sound of it, there's more music that was created by the Kiner family than any other, even John Williams.
yeah,
The
yeah,
Kiners have made hours and hours and hours and hours of Star Wars music. And there's music in this show that if you were to just play the music, you, it wouldn't immediately connect you to Star Wars.
right,
But when you
right.
hear it in Star Wars, and here's the scene I'll talk about. It wasn't from these two episodes. It was from the last two episodes. You remember when Devin stole the car
Yeah, yeah,
and she rolled up and opened up the door and it was playing techno music?
yeah, yeah,
If you listen to just that techno music by itself without the visuals, like, well, it's cool techno music, yes, but it doesn't scream Star Wars to me. But when you see the visuals and hear the sound, like, that's perfect Star Wars. It makes sense in that moment, and now it's forever Star Wars.
yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, now you say music, it made me remember something totally kind of related but not related. Um, did you see in the commercial when you were waiting for the Grogu movie that was on the screen? Did you see the picture of the LP?
Yeah,
It's the
the
shape of Mando's
Mando.
helmet. It's the shape of his helmet. I was like,
Yeah, I was so tempted to buying it right then and there. I'm like, got so much stuff. I need more room.
Yeah. No, I was just like, imagine if someone would have said to me in 2000 that they were still selling LPs with, I'd be like, what? What are you
Well,
talking about?
imagine if they said to you in 2000 that they're going to have, a Star Wars show dedicated to a Mandalorian or
Yeah.
Mandalorians,
I'd be
period.
like, what's the Mandalorian again? In
Yeah,
2000, I would have been, what's the Mandalorian again?
yeah. But
I mean, you mean a Boba Fett? You mean a Boba Fett?
yeah, you mean a Boba Fett? Yes, yeah, yeah,
I
exactly,
don't think. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm trying to think when Mandalorian became more like I knew it was probably like in the late '90s when I knew what a Mandalorian was from Topps Galaxy magazine. I think they talked about it.
Well, they talked about it there, and there was an article in Star Wars Insider. I don't remember what year it was. It may have been even after 2000. That was written by Tom Hutchins, the guy who started the Mando Mercs Costume Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might
You
have.
know,
Well, that would have been
so,
probably after, probably.
yeah, I'm not sure. I
But
have to look back at the date on that. But yeah,
but
I mean,
but yeah, this was a good. I mean, this was a good Star Wars weekend. I mean, I saw Zoe posting up. It was like her best May the 4th. And as a joke, I almost was looking for the meme of the sad stormtrooper, and I was going to put the meme. My daughter said it was her favorite May the 4th, and it was the one she didn't spend with me. But I thought that
she
might be
didn't
too
spend with
mean.
her dad.
So it was pretty good. It was pretty good way to start May off, for Star
Hey,
Wars,
well, it's a great way to start it, and we're still not done. Like,
right?
come on, we're not done. Just a few weeks from now, we're going to be sitting in the theater watching the full Mandalorian Grogu.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't know how much activity you have planned for it, but I know that I'm going to be in costume at Mandalorian movie things at least 3 days.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try to troop at least one. I mean, it just comes down to my schedule. The problem is it's coming down like at the busiest time of my year, like finishing up the school year. Um, but I'm gonna try to troop at least one. Uh, and
Yeah, I'll be on Saturday, May 23rd. I'll be headed up to Pennsylvania to hang out with Todd. Hopefully, our buddy Dan and his wife Julia will be able to join us. That drive-in theater, Shankweiler's, if I'm pronouncing it right.
what's it called? Shank.
Shankweiler's?
Yeah, I wonder if that's. I wonder how far that is from my house.
Yeah, for us it's a couple hours. But I'm not sure how.
Let me see. Hey, let me see. Not now. Yeah, I think this might be the one I trooped before. It's in Orfield, Pennsylvania.
Maybe I'm gonna have to take your word for it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
And I just got confirmation from Todd that Dan and Julia will be there, so it'll be a nice little reunion because I haven't hung out with them
Who
in
is?
several months. Dan and Julia, they're members of the PA Mando group.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be at least 4 Mandos at the event.
Nice.
And then we got the Mando movie coming up, and a few weeks after that, we've got Fan Expo Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, we have Fan Expo. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I keep forgetting about that.
And I hope I don't get blacklisted, but I sent them a note asking if they had any update on the panels, and the answer I got was thank you for submitting. If you submitted through our electronic thing, we're considering them and we will reach out to you.
You're gonna get put on the same list as me.
Because okay, here's follow me through this. In their note to me, after I used that online thing and submitted the ideas for panels,
Right.
they sent me a note that says we will let you know roughly 30 days before the show whether you got approved or not. And it's less than 30 days now.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm gonna guess that their answer is no.
yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. Oh,
Oh,
we're gonna
really?
have Tim
Tim's going to
Tim
be there.
Weber's gonna be a fan. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's my annoyance with panels, and I understand why they have to do it, but I think you would get better panels because every time I talk to them, I try to explain to them I can't ask people to be guests and have a show planned unless I know I have a show. You know, like when you and I had Matt and Sean, we lucked out that they were patient enough to know if we had a show.
Well, patient enough to have a show and also flexible enough. Because let's review this. Matt doesn't live in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Sean lived in Pennsylvania, but not near Philly.
Right.
So for them to be flexible enough to come to our thing, because we only got in touch with them like 2 or 3 weeks out.
Yeah. 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 That's I mean, I understand it, kind of, but not really.
Well,
So
this is the part that I don't understand. If we're not selected, that's fine. I'm
just
a
tell
I'm
me.
a I'm a big boy. I've been broken up with before, many times. So if the answer is no, the answer is no. That's cool. Tell me no. But
Yeah.
don't say nothing. Don't I mean we took the time, the effort, the energy to go to your website to propose a panel for your event. At least say, hey, we had a whole lot of submissions this year, and this year we decided not to go with your panel. Please,
Right.
please apply next year. We'd love to have you there, and we're excited to see you on the con floor. Something like I could write it for them. I could write the breakup letter if they want me to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe that's your next job. You could just be the breakup letter guy.
Yeah, that could be it. Sorry, no soup for you. No panel for you.
Yeah. Well, I think some of the places too are always looking for that better panel, so they're like,
Yeah, but I've seen their lineup in the past, and this is not a dig at any of them, but it is interesting some of the selections that they select. So it'll prove to be interesting how it all plays out.
yeah. Well, yeah, Tim, I agree with you, except I think this year they're going like full Mando. I
Well,
think.
I think they're going more Hobbit. They have
Well, that's
so
true.
many of the Hobbit cast there.
Well, I tell you what, if I would have listened to maybe two more sets of that band Saturday, I might have had to like look into buying some Hobbit feet or something because that was they were getting to me.
Or at least I'm surprised they didn't have ears for sale out of
I think I think that girl in the end might have had one that was selling
yeah.
like I think she had maybe
Oh,
maybe
that's funny.
I might be dreaming, but yeah, after watching that Hobbit thing, I was like, man, I might have to look into. There's just not enough masked characters in Lord of the Rings, you know.
Well, you could. The depends on what you consider masks. You can wear
Yeah,
the elf helmets or the
yeah, that's true. I guess
Uruk-hai helmets.
I don't think I'm a little too portly for an elf, you know.
Be a
They're
dwarf. The dwarfs wore helmets.
I could be a dwarf. Well, you ever see the guys do dwarf costumes where from the knees down it looks like barrels,
Oh,
and then the feet, so it looks like where they're standing on barrels, but they're doing a
oh,
dwarf costume.
that's pretty funny.
Um,
So here's a goofy question for you. This is our 200th episode.
yes.
What do you project us doing in the next 200 episodes?
Oh man. Well, we made it. So we've broken. We've made it further than most podcasts.
Yes.
So, and 200 is a number in those stats I was reading about. The one person, now he was a professor of media or something like that. He said your first 200 episodes can help you break through like people knowing you're serious about it. You know,
Okay.
like that body of work. Now, I don't know if our body of work makes it either we're serious or we just don't know how to quit. I don't know.
Well, we're seriously something. I
Yeah.
just don't know if the something part is going to be viewed the same by different people.
I think I've said this before. I hope in our next 200 we've expanded it to that we're at least I don't want to say professional in a bad way, but I hope that we are, and I think we're getting better with this, but I hope we're more consistent with our, oh, here's what we did on our costumes. Here's what, like, I feel like our show, it builds a little more structure in a way. And I know I run from that a lot of the times because my 9 to 5 is over structured to the point of like mind numbingly structured. Um, but I do hope that, that it'd be nice to have, I wish we had like a person to do all the pain in the neck work, like the websites, like the behind the scenes stuff.
That's us.
Yeah,
We just got
yeah.
to figure out how to divide it up.
But yeah, I mean, I'd like us to be more structured. I'd like us to be more partnery with other podcasts, other than people that are related to us. Zoe's partnered with us just because she's related to me, and but I mean, like, like that, more guests, more fun. Maybe have a better relationship with Magic Jump. Like that's my 12-month goal right now, or actually 10-month goal, is to talk to Magic Jump a little more, because I would gladly help man the Magic Jump stand in LA during Celebration if they need help.
Yes. Just give
So
me a magic jump polo so I look like I'm part of the crew.
yeah,
I don't even need a pin with my name on it. I'll write my name on the shirt with Sharpie. Doesn't
right,
matter. I've done it before.
right. So I would like to, we got to talk to our inside man at Magic Jump. And I would recommend anyone that goes out to Celebration, go visit Magic Jump. Just go out to the new. I saw their old place, but their warehouse where they make them. Like, go visit them, see what they what they do. It was worth
So
it.
given that geography that Zoe shared with us, where would magic jump be in that map?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know, because that I'm like that part of it. Like, I don't understand. I understand where certain things lie, but there's certain roads, like, I'm pretty good with like where I'm at, except there were certain roads we took, and I'm like, I don't really understand what we just did. Like, I felt like I drove in a circle, but we're in a whole nother town. So there were some that's one of
So
those.
GPS. Use GPS is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I'd hope to
Oh, Zoe says it's in the valley, so that means it's up and over.
up and over. Okay, okay. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's my goal. My goal is to, I think, have a network of shows. Like, I feel like Zoe's show is really good.
Todd says all podcasters want someone to do the background stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Um, well, it's not, it's I think we the plus side to doing it live is what I like. Um, the plus side to doing it live is it helps us. I don't have to resubmit it to YouTube for the
Mhm.
video feed. I learned that the hard way with 501st Cast, since we don't record live. When it goes out to your feed, YouTube does not hold the video feed. You would think YouTube would hold the video feed, so you actually I have to download that separate to YouTube. So, which I forgot to download our 199th episode. So when I do this 200 one, I'll do them at the same time. And Tim, I got my tickets, and Ken got some of his.
Yep, we got some tickets for that big event.
Someone
Out
was
in
selling 2 4-day passes. How much you think?
$6,600.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, $6,600. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hope those people. I hope their credit card gets hacked or something. People that's terrible to do to people.
I don't. I just think I'm personally a really bad capitalist.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think I just feel bad because that means there's someone out there who it was going to be their first celebration with their kid, or one family that wanted to take, and now they can't because someone's trying to scalp tickets.
No, that was me. Like
Yeah.
that pair that they're attempting to, or that not even that. Yeah, that pair of 4-day passes
Yeah.
could have gone to me.
Yeah, that's the sad part about it. But yeah, I mean, we're going, Tim. So hopefully we'll see you there. Zoe's going to work on her
Well,
write-ups of
to go back to the what we're going to do in the next 200, what I'd
yeah.
like to do, considering because we do also have some tickets to the celebration, which means we're flying from the East Coast to the West Coast. I would like us to sketch out some time while there to do either some brief interviews with the people that we know, or just even if we got together with some of the people that we know, say, hey, would you record a bumper for us? Would you
Yeah.
record an intro bumper for us? This is Bill from this show, and we're glad you're listening to the Inflatable Falcon, or whatever. I think it'd be really cool to figure out a way of having some of the other podcasters and YouTubers that we know in one place at one time,
Well,
even if it's a group photograph or whatever.
I will recommend to anyone that's listening that's in a podcast or enjoys podcast, find this podcaster group at Celebration. Because me and Zoe went a couple times to the podcaster meetups and stuff, and you meet some really cool people, and that would be a good way to interact. But yeah, I agree with you. I'd like to do that. I'd like to interview some more people, just like random people, interview people, just you and me talking about what we see. We'll
And making some
probably,
swag,
huh?
making some, whether we have a postcard for us or we have stickers for us or
Yeah.
something, because it seems like all the cool kids have that stuff.
Yeah, that and I think I we need a hoodie with a QR code on our shoulder. Like it's just right on your shoulder. You can't lose it. And you just say, here, shoot that with your phone real quick. Yeah, I'm debating on costumes for that. Because in one sense I want to travel with my costume, but in another sense I have a feeling airfare is going to kill me. So that's one less bag I have to haul.
I mean, it really depends on the costume. I know Celebration is ideal to get those group pictures and be part of those group pictures, but maybe it's an opportunity to come up with a travel costume. It could
Yeah.
be a perfect opportunity for us to put together. I know we've been joking about it for a couple of years now, but to put together some pirates and
Yeah.
go out to Celebration and have a day where the 2 or 3 or 6 or 8 of us as pirates,
Yeah.
show up together.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a lot to do in a short amount of months. So, and besides Celebration, there's so much other Star Wars stuff coming out. So much
Yes.
other nerd stuff coming out. Like we have a He-Man movie coming out. We have a Supergirl movie coming out.
Was it Doomsday or Doom? Doom
Yeah. Yeah. So
with Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, right?
he's in
That's this year.
that's Secret Wars.
And that's this year, right?
I don't know when that comes out. I haven't been following. I've just I have a feeling the He-Man, for anyone that's a He-Man fan, watch your Fandango stuff, because I have a feeling that they could do something with He-Man like they did with the Superman movie, where I got to go see Superman 2 weeks early, because they were just doing like a special release. I think I had to pay for it, but it was still 2 weeks early, or I might not have had to pay for it now that I think about it. So there's a lot of good, cool nerd stuff out there, though.
Yeah, we still have Ninth Jedi coming out. Next
Yeah.
year is Jedi Starfighter and the New Hope in IMAX, not just in the theaters, but they're modifying a New Hope for the 50th anniversary to put in IMAX theaters.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Aquaman. Well, I'm looking forward to. I was never a DC guy when I used to in my comic book store. Like I like Batman, and I liked some of the Man of Steel stuff, I like some of the Aquaman miniseries, but I wasn't as much of a loyal. But I loved Lobo when Lobo came out, and so Lobo is in Supergirl is going to be he's going to give Deadpool a run for his money, is what I'm going to say. I picture tons and tons of Deadpool people at cons. I mean, Lobos at cons. So,
Very cool.
and I would recommend anyone before Supergirl, make sure you read the Lobo Christmas special and Lobo's Back. He had a mini series called Lobo's Back, and the artist got fired, I think, from DC for making Lobo's elbow look like a penis. So that was in the 80s. So I forget the name of the guy who painted it. Back in the day, we think of that now, we're like, oh, big deal. But back then that was a no-no. So
Well, it can't be any worse than the artist who put a penis in Ariel's castle on the Little Mermaid VHS tape.
no, okay, yeah, that's true. But
And because you said penis, we should
Yeah.
probably play our Stop Monkey commercial.
oh yeah, we got to stay our Stop Monkey commercial. And again, if you're listening to the audio, you just have to go watch the video. We got to troop with Marcus. I shouldn't say troop because we weren't there in any official capacity as any costuming group. We were just there as nerds in costumes. But before we do the Stop Monkey, I do want to thank Galactic Empire for not only an awesome concert, but letting us be part of it. So
That
anyway,
was
here's our
remarkable.
here is our Stomp Monkey. Well, Ken, before we leave, where can people find you?
Well, every Wednesday or most Wednesdays, you can find me here on the Inflatable Falcon. Every once in a while, I sit around the Jarek table, or even lately, I've been guest hosting on the Bantha Milk podcast with Robert, David, and Tom. Got this other show that I do with our buddy Todd called Bounty Hunting Across the Galaxy with Todd and Ken. And every once in a while, maybe once a month or so, I put out an episode of The Rambling Star Wars Fan. Please tell us all of the places that you are now.
So you can find me here, Inflatable Falcon, every week. You're not going to be here next week, though, right?
Yeah, next week I've got a super secret thing.
Secret
going on.
mission. Star Wars Geek Girl, 501st cast that we had a new one just drop on the 5th. The 501st cast and Star Wars Geek Girl and the Karita cast. So Karita cast, I have not done anything in a year. So I am sorry. But
you are in the top 2% of podcasts.
I am, yeah. I'm still somewhat on the top 2%. But I do want to show you this though. I decided I'm going to show you my school's morning news. I just had to make sure none of the kids' names are on it, and they're not. So our middle school morning news for May the 4th. And then you can tell me what you think there, Ken. Give me your costume. Let me
But I'm not allowed to point out print lines, right?
you can point out anything you want, Ken. Let's see if I can get it. I can't get it to full. Oh, there we go. I got it to full screen. Here we go. Can we see it? What? No. Oh, there it is. I just need this one. There we go. Let me turn off the chat. You guys can chime in. I'm just going to turn it off so we can see it full screen. All right. Sorry for the time. It's just...
May the fourth be with you, Falcons. At this time, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's lunch menu is chicken tenders, cheeseburger, Southwest salad, potato wedges, carrots and dip, fresh fruit, and milk. And now for today's weather.
All right, today's weather is a high of 70 degrees, and so watch out for them Ewoks. Today's joke is, what do you call a potato that has turned to the dark side? Darth Tater. I'll take it back to them.
Happy birthday to Mac Giuseppes, Reese Jones, Isaac Spinelli, Callie Rimmel, and Reagan Umberg.
There are some Star Wars holidays in May. May the 1st is 501st Day. Today is May the 4th be with you. Tomorrow is May 5th, Revenge of the 5th. May 6th is Revenge of the 6th. And May 14th is George Lucas's birthday. This week is Children's Mental Health Matters Week. Mental health. Do you know?
I'm jumping. There we go.
Did you throw Grogu at them?
Yeah, we threw Grogu at him.
Uh,
So here, let me. How do I turn
I
this
think
thing?
it's brilliant. It's so cool. So much fun.
Yeah, so that was hang on. I want to end this. And it won't let me quit you. There we
That
go.
was fantastic.
Anyway, whoops. So I figured that's a good way to end. But
What a great beginning of Star Wars month.
yeah, so thank you everyone for tuning in. And I'll have something on next week. We'll be without Ken, so we'll see what happens. But have a wonderful start of the holiday, and may the force be with you.
Always.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I've been running